So I do what's called expediting. I drive all across the United States, and I got up to Seattle, which it pays a lot to go out there. I made a great weekend of revenue, but when you get up to some places, it's hard to get out. And so there's nothing really in Seattle. So I'm driving about 800 miles down to San Francisco to try to get something out of California tomorrow or Friday. And if I don't get anything out of there tomorrow or Friday, then I might stay a day or two in California, hang out. But if not, I'll head back. I'll head back west or head back southeast. I just crossed over into California at the very top from Oregon. I'm about 15 minutes in. I just recently started doing these driving videos. But I got to spend the weekend out in Seattle. Absolutely great time if you've never been to Seattle. I was there on 420. Woo, the weed smoke in Seattle. Oh my goodness. But I just took a couple of days off. It was very relaxing. Ate a lot of good food, ran a bunch of miles, exercised, had a great time. And now we're taking it to San Francisco. I'm probably about 5 hours from San Francisco, maybe, give or take. You can't really see these mountains. I was right in the mountains earlier. That's my warning. Bro, stop swerving, get some rest. Another brisk night. It's 53 degrees. It's probably going to get a little chillier. Why would you record yourself driving? Why not? Everybody's watching something. I mainly do workouts. This morning we did our 551st workout. We did our arms and legs. And then I was going to run today, but it ended up raining and it was really cold, about 40 degrees and rainy, so I wasn't able to run. Ended up being a really nice evening though. It warmed up to about 50. But you're talking about being up in the middle of nowhere of the United States, California, man, there's really nothing out here. But it's peaceful. Driving time, it'll definitely make you have a new perspective for things, man. It's super chill out here. Robert Jones Memorial Highway. I don't have much more driving time left in me right now. I'm getting kind of tired. Next rest area, I'll probably pull over and get some sleep. And then we'll get up early tomorrow and drive again. I'm pretty excited because I'm going to go all the way down. I'm trying to get to Florida. I got my health insurance license. I passed the test last week. And so I got to get myself, I got to do my fingerprints and get it activated for the state of Florida. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited about that. Why? Because it's hard. I'm entering the hard phase of my life. I want to do things that are hard. I want to do things that really push myself, push my body, push myself. Sometimes you get to a place in your life where like, is this, even running Seattle, I'm running out of places to run in the United States. I've pretty much ran it. Every major metropolitan city, you name it, I've ran it. I've ran Maine. I've ran the Niagara Falls up in Syracuse, New York. I've ran New York. I've ran Chicago, Vegas, San Diego, San Francisco, Seattle. I guess I've never run downtown LA. I'm supposed to be going by there pretty close tomorrow. Maybe I'll be able to run downtown Los Angeles. Whew, that's a big yawn. That is a big yawn. Hope everyone's having a great week. Winter Wednesday. Let's see. I don't know what highway that was. It was Adopt a Highway, but I don't have any idea what the name was. I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight. I just stopped at a place called Ollie's Pizza in Medford, Oregon. It was a really neat restaurant, kind of out in the open, and it kind of had like a New York vibe. But it had a little, like Ollie's, like the skateboard Ollie, like you Ollie a board. It had a hallway full of skate decks, and then in the back it had like a little arcade with a couple of pinball machines and a few video games. It's actually really neat. I had the supreme slice and pepperoni slice. I did a what's for dinner. I've been doing these little videos about what's for dinner, lunch. I never do all three. Like, I probably won't have breakfast in the morning. I had a heavy dinner, so I ate about 7 o'clock. I probably won't eat tomorrow until about noon, 1 o'clock. I'll have a good 12, about a good 17-hour fast. This morning I had the, what did I have? It was the skillet. It had scrambled eggs, potatoes, sausage, peppers, and it had a little bit of Cajun sauce, a Cajun skillet. Really, really good. I've been on a roll here lately with my food. I've been eating good, living good. So it's about 51 degrees. The temperature's going down. Super, super windy. I'm blowing all over the place. Let me see something. There you go. If you have a question or a comment, just leave it in the comment section. Ask me whatever you want. Ask me whatever you want. It can be funny. It can be serious. Again, I drive professionally. A professional driver. I own a 354 Transit. I took some metal engineering parts from a plant out of Arkansas up to Seattle. I got there on Sunday afternoon. I relaxed on Sunday, went for a run, and I took Monday off. And then Tuesday, my office calls me in the morning and says, "Hey, your driver's license has been suspended." I'm like, "What?" "Yeah, the insurance." I'm like, "Well, my insurance is through my company. What's going on?" And so I thought it was going to be like a process. Man, you're dealing with the DMV in Florida over the phone on a suspended driver's license? I was like, "Give me a break, man. I mean, could you?" So I was like, "Well, let me see what I can do." I called the automated system, and I was put on hold for like an hour, and then it came to and it hung up. So I was like, "Oh, goodness." It's about 10:30, 10:45. I was like, "Let me go ahead and just book the room again." So I booked my room again, and then I got on the automated system, and I was able to listen to the what it needed, and I had to talk into the speaker of my phone, and a lot of times it would think I'd be saying 6, and it would be C. I'd be like 7, and it would be saying 5. I'm like, "Come on, man, like, what are we doing?" So it took me like 3 times to get it in. That's what she said. And I finally got it, and it unsuspended my license. So we were still on call all day, but we just relaxed at the hotel. Ooh, excuse me. And then I left this morning. Like I said, I do fan expediting. You go to some places in the United States, there's just nothing coming out of there. It's just everything's inbound. Not a lot of expediting out of there. And so I stayed there for 2 days, and I said, "You know what? It's time to go." So we took off. And like I said, now I'm a couple of 100 miles from San Francisco. Hopefully I'll get something tomorrow, if not late afternoon, and then we'll shoot for Friday. You just never know. Never know. That's what makes this job so challenging, because you go to some places and you get out there and you can't get out. So I made a really good, I got a really good rate coming out to Seattle. But if you get stuck out somewhere for 2 and 3 days, uh, you know, it's kind of counterproductive. Because how it works in expediting, I break my days down into 24 hours, like everybody else. But no, you sleep. I need about 6 or 7 hours of sleep. So that's 17 hours left in a day. All right, so I'm going to exercise, run miles. That's going to be 2 hours. So now I have 15 hours of the day to fill out. Let's say I'll go heavy on the activities. I'm going to go to the library. I'm going to do my laundry. I'm going to do social media. So we'll just go heavy on that day, and we'll say that's 4 hours. And so you have 11 hours of a day to fill. Say you're going to read a couple hours, so you have 9 hours to fill. And that's your drive time. And trust me, you can fill your days over and over and over, but your main way you make your revenue for your company is by driving, by delivering product, delivering freight to and from. And if you go to like Miami, you get down to Miami on a Monday, you're going to have to drive out, because the odds of you coming out of Miami, it's just not very good, because it doesn't export. Everything imports. And so that's, like I said, I went out to Seattle. I made a hell of a revenue weekend. But when it's time to come out, you may have to dip into your profits, because there's just nothing coming out of there. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm driving down to, and right now, out here in California, gas is about $5.50 for regular. It cost me $75 to fill up, but I was about 8 gallons short, and then I filled up completely, and it was $95. So that's basically the breakdown. But the great thing about my profession is you can sit for a few days, and then bam, make yourself, depending on the load, you can make yourself $1,000, minus fuel expenses, for maybe 24 hours of work, if not less work. So that's how it works. And you get to see the United States. I recommend, if you've never traveled, man, pick a profession that'll let you travel, let you see the United States. You'll have a new perspective, especially if you got a lot of thinking to do and you want to clear your head. Man, there's nothing like driving. There's really not. Especially like today. It started out raining this morning, and then I got out of there and it was cloudy, and then rainy, and then it was cloudy and rainy again. Then I got a little bit further and the sun broke out just a little bit, and then I went back into the rain. And then I drove about another 2 hours, and then the sun came out a little bit, rain came back. So the temperature and the weather, depending on where you're at, you just never know what you're going to get. Do I have a cargo van or a box truck? I have a cargo van. I have a Ford 350 high roof Transit. Like this week, here's how I do it. Like when it's in the winter time, if I make $1,000 that week, but I have to get a hotel Monday through Friday to keep me warm, I'm not going to stay out here and freeze myself to death. I'm not. 30 degrees, 20 degrees and lower, I get a hotel. And you can get a decent hotel for 60, 70 bucks and stay nice and warm. But I have a sleeping bag. It's a 10-degree sleeping bag. But when you're talking about comfort, warm, a bed, and sleeping in a van when it's 20 degrees, I'm going to pay for a night in a hotel every time. Because when the summer comes, man, you can, from when it warms up in end of April, early May, you won't have to, you can sleep in your van May, June, July, August, September, October. It doesn't get really brutally cold I would say January to March and April. That's the coldest times of the year. That to me, that's the coldest times of the year. October, um, November, and December, it gets cold, but in my eyes, January to the end of April, those 4 months, brutal. Especially Cleveland, Michigan, let's just say Ohio, Michigan, Illinois. Man, they have the coldest weather. It's cold. Baltimore is cold, and so again, I just recently started doing these recordings. I was just thinking of other ways I can create content. This is what I do when I'm not exercising, running. I did a review of Ollie's Pizza tonight for what's for dinner. That's what I really like. I like reviewing little places I go and eat, let you know what I'm having. I think I'll do 30 minutes tonight. Sometimes I do an hour. Sometimes I do an hour, but most of the time, an hour. But tonight we'll go 30 minutes. Again, I'm on my way to San Francisco. I'm about an hour coming out of Oregon into at the very top of California. I'm coming in. I'm about an hour inside the state line on my way to San Francisco. And I think San Francisco, I'm probably about from San Francisco, 250 miles from San Fran. I realistically can do about 200 miles in 3 hours, give or take. That's usually about the gist of my driving. The longest I can sit here and drive, every once in a while I can go 6 hours. That's 400 miles, but usually after about 3.5, 4, 5 hours, I have to stretch. I have to get out and move around. Whew. I tell you what, I could use a rest area now. I'm winding down. And the good thing about where you go, I mean, you can just make a week of it. You know, I was out in San Francisco or out in Seattle. I took Monday off. Tuesday was a wash. I had a license issue. We got it taken care of. And then this morning, I got something out of. I actually got a small one. It paid for my insurance this week. It paid for a couple of things. But I'm hoping tomorrow to get something to go down to Florida. Woo! Excuse me. Oh, hold on a second. What is this? This is a rest. Oh, my goodness. How about that, man? That was a wild one. I passed the truck and I was looking for a rest area. Sorry, bro. Here, I'll let you go with me. I'll do some live recording. It's cold. What is it? 51 degrees. Let me see. Let me turn it around so you see me. Bam! Steve Schamberger, the running sham. All right. So we're here at this rest area. This is my big revenue machine. I have a big white Transit. I love driving around the United States. And so we're right inside the border of California. We're at this rest area. This rest area here in California. All right. So what we're going to do, how we're going to do this, I'm going to put you in my back pocket. You don't need to, let me see, where are we going? All right, this is the woman's side. So there's no reason to see the bathroom because I got to use the bathroom. Just a quick
Just a quick whiz. Stay classy, Schamberger with the whiz. I'm not going to take you into the stall. All right, I'm going to put you in my pocket. I'll be right back. All right, bam, we're back. Let me wash my hands. Fix my hair. Everyone's always, let me see your abs. Abs. All right. I know I'm 52 years old and I'm still trying to have abs and be ripped up and live a long time and feel good and have good energy. That's what I'm about. Here we go. So again, we're in California. I love coming out to California, but man, we were up in Seattle. And so you don't get a lot of stuff coming out of Seattle. And so instead of waiting up there was a guy that's been up there before me. Like he was there. He had been there 115 hours waiting on something to do. I don't want to sit up in Seattle till then. I'm like, because if I stay there all week and I don't get anything, I'm going to have to start coming down. And so I was like, we'll go to San Francisco, maybe run San Francisco tomorrow or near San Francisco. It's a little bit out of ways. If you want to see the inside of my van, I'll show you here. I'll give you a little tour if you're just finding me like, what's this guy do? I do van expediting. I travel all across the United States. I live down in Florida when I'm not driving, but this is pretty much my van. I have a memory foam. This is a memory foam cot I lost my light. Hang on. There we go. So I have a memory foam cot. Can you see? This is my memory foam cot. I pull this out. I sleep on the floor. I have a memory foam pillow. And I'm a minimalist right now. I've got my suitcase. This has all my stuff. I've got a couple of nice clothes here if I need to do something nice, and then I have blankets right here. But this is the inside of it right here. And I always have like a look like this is my thing. I always, when I'm laying down, every once in a while I get to thinking, I'm like, oh man, what's going on? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What if it all works out? And so, let me shut that. All right. All right, there we go. I'm gonna turn it back around because we're gonna drive some more. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave me some. If you've been following me or working out with me, you know I've said a lot about this last year of my life. I can't emphasize 52. 52. It's gonna be. I've just done so much this year. I really have. I've grown as a person. I've had the highest of highs. I've had the lowest of lows. You got to understand, 3 months ago, I was living down in Florida on a beach thinking I was about to start a new chapter of my life. I was in a relationship. I started a business. I started a little moving home service company that I was going to be around real estate because I want to get into real estate. And I invested a little bit of money, and man, I moved down there at the end of December, and not even in the middle, about the halfway point of January, man, the relationship just kind of fell apart, and I didn't know what to do. Stay down there. I stayed down there for about a month,
And the reason why I went down there just kind of fell apart. So I kind of went into rehab. I worked out. I was on the beach. I was trying to figure out my next move. I got myself back into just shredded shape. And then I came back out on the road trying to figure out my next move. But I've been out here for 2 months, just kind of recovering from a chapter of my life that I thought was happening, but it wasn't happening. And just trying to, figure it out, put it together. And, like this weekend, you wake up and you're like, man, I'm out here in Washington. I'm 3,500 miles from where I used to be, and I'm up here trying to figure out like what I want to do. And one thing I did do before I started driving, believe it or not, I used to sell health insurance. I was a really good health insurance salesman. I really was. I made a lot of money at it, but at the time, it just wasn't something I could see my future in. But it was always something I really enjoyed doing. And so while I was going through, what I'm super proud about myself is that even though I was kind of going through this thing, and when I say I'm going through something, it was just a disappointment. It was disappointment of a relationship that didn't work. I've kind of battled myself these last 3 months of like, don't feel anything, Schamberger. You've been here before. Man, you're not allowed to have heartbreak. I'm super, super hard on myself when it comes to like showing emotions, being upset, heartbreak. You should get to a certain age where why do you care? Because man, the purpose of life is like, it's not being by yourself, doing life by yourself. Come on, man. You want to have someone to roll with and, have success with. And when it doesn't go the way you thought it would, sometimes it can be a little disappointing. So me being disappointed is being out here trying to just get over a situation that just didn't work. And it's not woe is me. It's not I can't live without you. Please. It's not like that. It's just okay. It didn't work. It didn't work. But I'm a human. I have feelings. I have emotions, and so just trying to get myself back to my old self. There you go. That's the way to put it. You date somebody. You love somebody. You share incredible, intimate moments, traveling together, laughing, man, and then that goes away. Man, that can be devastating. But man, we fought back. We worked through it. But what I'm proud about, not to get off the subject, was I I got my health insurance license, my annuity, my final expenses, my health, my Medicare, and career. But I got my license now when I was old. And so to be able to study and drive and make revenue and study Cincinnati, and you had to pass to get a 70 to pass. I got a 71. And so I made it. I made the test. But just everything this last year, I mean, just from, I'm a broken record with it. Why? Because it was just one of those years of your life where you're like, man, I can always go back to this year. It was just an amazing time. It really was. And even though, and you can be bitter about things. You really can. And I'm not going to say I haven't been bitter at times, but I've caught myself and said, be bitter, because man, you shared damn near an entire year with somebody, and if you wouldn't have shared it with them, then you never would have experienced it. So to say something comes to an end, regardless how it ends, man, you just got to be thankful that that time happened, because I can go to those times and like, oh man, that was so much fun, and oh, that was so much fun, and you're not gonna know an incredible time without having a bad time, without experiencing the bad. And so I know you got to be stoic. You got to forget everything, move on. They never existed. I never care. I know, I get it. I get that. But I'm not built like that. I'm not. And so, but I just can't believe like my year from 52 to 53 is coming to an end. I've got 12 more days. I'll turn 53 in May 2nd on a Sunday. And like, I'm so excited about life. Like, I'm never going to give up on life. I'm not. I'm going to keep doing my workouts. I'm going to keep traveling. I'm going to keep doing my deal. I want to get back down to Florida. I want to focus on driving, but the guys, like the drivers that do expediting, the drivers that do regional around Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, if I can help them with their final expenses, if I can help them with their insurance, that's something I'm going to focus on. But life itself, giving up, no, never going to give up. I, I just get so tickled. I laugh at life. If you want to, you might think it's funny, but I'm so proud of myself how good a shape I stay in, how I stay on top of my fitness. You can go look at my posts from yesterday, and that's a 52, almost 53-year-old man with his shirt off, flexing, abbed up, feeling amazing. And I hope the people that are listening are 20 years younger than me. Man, if you stay dedicated, man, get back in great shape, have great energy, and that's what life's all about. It's about experiencing things you never knew you wanted to experience. And when you're healthy, I'm telling you, when you have your health, it's just a different game. It's just a different game. You sleep better, you breathe better, your food tastes better, feel good. So, let me see something. Let me see something. Oh, hold on a second. I see what we're doing. I see. There we go. There we go. All right. I had my lights turned down a little bit. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. All right. Again, if you have any questions or comments, just leave me a question in the comments section and I'll try to answer it. We're just driving tonight. Again, I'm on my way to San Francisco. All right, I said I was going to go 30 minutes. We're at 37 minutes. I'll go 40 minutes. I'll go 40 minutes. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. That's so funny. I was looking for a rest area, and then I went to the rest area. I was gonna take a nap or sleep a little bit, and I left. One of the I hope this helps somebody. Sometimes in life we get so we get so caught up in having a bunch of money and having the big house and having this and having that. You want to know what the best feeling is? Is when your bills are paid up. When your bills are paid up and you've got time left over. What do I mean by that? Like, my bills are paid up. I travel with my job. I live down in Florida. But when I can pull over and all my bills are paid and I can sit there for about 3 or 4 months and not really care, that takes a lot of pressure on you when you're trying to figure out what you want to do in life. Doesn't matter what avenue you want to go down. If you need to regroup, if you need to repivot, if you have to start over, who cares? You can start over 100 times. Oh, like someone said, if you can figure it out one time in your life, and you can look at your life as data, like just figure out what works, what doesn't work. It's kind of like when you're dealing with somebody. If you do this, oh, that doesn't work. Okay, yeah. Like when you see a dog, you go to pet the dog, it growls at you. That's data. Don't do that, and you won't do it again. And so don't walk through your life where, oh, this was a failure. Oh, this didn't work, or I didn't live up to this, or man, you're a human being, man. You're a human being, and we're so backwards these days. If you love somebody, don't show them you care. If you show them you care, it's over. Like what? I'm too old for that, man. I'm 53, man. I want to love. I mean, I'm not talking the kiss ass, I can't live without you kind of. I'm not talking like that. I'm just talking about fun, loving somebody. Yeah, we're so funny as people. How we how we communicate. And man, I'm gonna step out on a limb, and I'm gonna say AI is not gonna take over the world. I just don't think they are. I think us as people will fight for for human beings. I don't think we're gonna fight for the computers. I don't think we're gonna fight for AI. I think we'll fight for mankind. I think we generally will. I get people say they're going to take over the world. We're not going to have any jobs. Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will. We're in good hands. We're in good hands. What will happen is Elon Musk, he'll get all the money and then he'll just make free ATM machines. So, but I think the world, I think the planet is in good hands. I think the future's bright. I think however you think this world is going to go, it's exactly how it's going to be. But you do have to watch for people. Sometimes they're always trying to get one over on you. But you just have to, if it looks like a snake, sounds like a snake, slithers like a snake, you might be having a snake. All right, so I said I was only going to go 30 minutes. Now we're at 42 minutes. I'll go ahead and go a complete hour. Again, if you have a question or if you have a comment you want to leave, Steve Schamberger's my name. The Running Sham. We've had a great day. I left Seattle this morning. I stayed at the Four Point Sheraton. Man, it was super nice. Man, it was a big hotel. I got the 6th floor. You can see I posted a couple pictures. You can see the view I had overlooking the Des Moines fishing pier. A beautiful view, relaxing. Not a lot of restaurants in the area, but it was nice. I love just when I'm working, I'm working, and when I'm not, I'm not. I can rent a hotel room for the weekend, and I can get on my and I like to play sped up Miss and listen to super chill, relaxing, like fantasy music, and I can just sit there and as long as I run and as long as I exercise, as long as I do if I get my cardio in, I sweat, and as long as I get my workout in, I can just chill out and I'll listen to super chill fantasy, relaxing music, play a couple of Miss Pac-Man games, and then I'll just take naps and I'll just rest my body. I'll rest my body. The notion that we've got to be going, I get it. I get it. But at the same time, man, it is so relaxing to just veg out, not care. From Sunday, I got there Sunday afternoon, veg out. I don't even care about what time it is. I just take naps. And like I said, get some on your YouTube channel. Do like no ads, relaxing fantasy, fantasy music. I'm telling you, it is some of the most relaxing, just chill vibe music you can listen to. I love doing that. I love just putting on relaxing music just to have that kind of energy. Looks like it might be raining or starting to sprinkle. But we got about 15 minutes left to go. Again, I'm on my way to Cali. I appreciate you joining me. Hit the like, subscribe. Again, this is just me driving. I normally do workouts. I do a new series, What's for Breakfast, Lunch, or Dinner, depending on what I eat that day. I don't eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. I don't. I had breakfast today, but I didn't eat again until probably about 12 hours later. I think I ate around 7 this morning. No. I ate around 9 this morning, and then I didn't eat again until about 7. So I went 10 hours without eating. And then I had a couple of slices of pizza, And so I probably won't eat again until about noon. So I'll go a good 17 hours without eating. I'm very conscious about what I eat. Not what I eat, about how much I eat. Because I sit so much when I drive, and then if I don't get a chance to get a run in like today, it was raining, it was a little cold, but we did get a good exercise in. But I do that. I do running reviews, do a little bit of words of wisdom. So I'm just thinking of new content to make. The channel keeps growing. But the best videos I do are my ones about what's for breakfast or what's for lunch or dinner. So it looks like we're in McLeod. I don't know what that said. McLeod, Reno. Ooh, I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight. I love a good, like when it's time to go to sleep, I really love sleeping. I always ask myself, okay, if this is it, if this is your last day, are you happy with it? Are you happy with what you did? You feel like this was a good day? This might be it. And I always tell myself, like, yeah. Like I said, if I could go back and live my life, if I could give what's the one thing I would do? I would not be so hard on myself. I don't know why I'm so hard on myself, but that's my one little trait that I would take away. Like, don't be so hard on myself. And I think one of the biggest hurdles of my life I've always done was I lost, like when I'm going into a certain situation, I lose my sense of humor. Like the first part of this year, the end of December, going into January, it's like I lost my sense of humor about what I was trying to do. I was taking on the world. I was coming off the road. I was starting a new business. I was in a relationship. I was trying to put everything together, and I didn't step back and like laugh at myself and like, man, like what are you doing, man? Like you're going for it, but man, you're a little you're a little wound up a little too tight, man. Like breathe, laugh at yourself a little bit. Don't lose your sense of humor. And so that's one thing that I've really been focusing on. Like, man, you got to sometimes, man, we're not getting out of this thing called life alive. We're not. We're all going to pass one day. And I don't want to look back on my life and think, man, I never was light on myself. I was just hard on myself. So that's the one thing, if I could go back and do, I would just say, hey, man, ease up on yourself. Getting stressed out, it doesn't do any good for you. It doesn't do any good for you. Woo! All right, so we got about 9 minutes left to go. We're going to go an hour. Again, I'm up at the very top of California, driving down to San Francisco, right outside of San Francisco. I'm gonna get a good night's sleep here in a little bit. But I hope you've had a great week. I've had a wonderful week. We had a great drive coming out to Seattle. I got to run Seattle on 420. That was it's so neat how the dates match up. And so we're just finishing out our day. Hope you had a great day. Woo! Taking the corner kind of fast. Slow down a little bit. So this is Siskiyou Avenue. I don't know where that's at. Lodging. We need a rest area. I was just at a rest area, and I used the bathroom, and I kept going. I was gonna sleep for a little while.